Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Chrissy here. I hope everybody's doing okay. Today we're doing a beautiful rose painting. I hope you enjoy this painting as much as I did creating it. So I'm on an A3 canvas today, which is roughly 16 by 11. So it's quite a large rose I'm doing on here today. I've just done a wash of raw sienna, raw umber light for the background. Got my image on and I'm away painting. So here you'll see me doing multiple layers of dry brushing and glazing to build up the image, which some of you that watch me will know this is the way I paint. So I'm just going in with my tonal yellow, which is what I mean by tonal yellow. It's toned down with some grey, which is a tonal grey paint, and I've just mixed a tiny bit of yellow in there just to get my values in. So you'll see me swapping between the yellows and the orange colours, and maybe adding, like I am doing now, like a bluey grey colour by just adding a tiny bit of blue. So they're just to get all my values in, because this is obviously the first layer. I'm using a 1/2 inch flat brush, which is a nice chiselled stiff brush to get the basis of the flowers in, petals should I say. And here I'm just using a mauve colour because I want the outside of the petals a different shade. It's going to be a yellow rose, it's going to read as a yellow rose, but obviously I'm going to build it up with all these different colours in the petals, which you'll see come to life as the video moves forward. I find using a flat brush to do these projects pretty nice to use because you've got the advantage of getting into the nice chiselled areas to create the petals. Also an angle brush would be pretty cool, but I just went with a flat brush to get started. But any brush you're comfortable with you can use, obviously. So you'll see me doing a lot of dry brushing. I do a lot of glazing, especially as I get onto the next layer. So here I'm just putting in the yellow, which is just an cadmium lemon, and that's toned down still with some tonal grey, so it's not as bright. And it's just straight paint. I haven't done any glazing yet, so it's more like a dry brushing because I don't overload my brush too much, don't have too much paint on. And the same here again, just using a tiny bit more orange flavour. I'm just getting into all the nooks and crannies because I'm checking my reference, looking at the values. And here again, I've gone in with the purple, the nice pinky purple colour. I want that to reflect on the outside of the petals. But it won't be as bold as that because, like I said, as we move on in the video, I'll be doing more glazing to bring it all together. Now it just looks harsh and you think, oh no, this is not going anywhere. But be patient, push through it, because the glazing, when I show you, it'll bring everything together and make you feel a bit more happy, yeah? It's like anything you paint, you've got to rough it in. I call it roughing it in, some say blocking in, some call it an ugly stage. Whichever stage it is, you've got to get through that stage because it's the first initial layer you're putting down onto the canvas. So it's not going to look brilliant until you start building your layers up, obviously. Slightly different in watercolour because you're not using as many layers as you do with acrylics or oil painting. So just bear with the process and just believe in yourself, just trust the process. So here I've got a nicer brighter orange. It's still not too bright, but I'm just getting it in. Still dry brushing. I haven't got any medium on my brush, and I've just swapped now to a 1/2 inch angle brush. So I've got the main part of the petals in with my flat brush. And because I can use this angle, it's a shader as well. So it helps me just soften any harsh edges I've got going on that I don't want to see. But if you do have them, don't worry because we'll be glazing them as well. So any harsh lines we can get rid of with the magic of glazing medium. So I'm going a bit lighter here. So I've left the tonal grey out and I'm just using the cadmium lemon, which is a professional paint. So it's very opaque, so it covers pretty well. But I have just got a bit of glazing medium in this now, this section I'm doing on the outside of the petals. So I want a thin layer so you can still see the oranges and the purple tones that I've put in. So this is what I mean by layering. When you use glazes, everything reflects your paint when it hits the light, and it reflects all the colours underneath because you've done a nice thin translucent layer. So all the colours will shine through, especially when you're using your cadmiums and really good paints. You know what I mean? It really reflects in your artwork. But this can be done in Liquitex Basics, obviously, but you just have to work up and do more layers as you go. You know, just a bit harder work, you know, just to get it to the standard that you want it to. Because it's a thinner, more translucent paint, but still a good paint to use, yeah? But I'm using Winsor & Newton, heavy-bodied, and I'm using Acrylic Interactive Paints, which are two of my favourite paints. And I also like the Acrylic paints, which are extra structure, but very good pigmented and very opaque, all three of those paints. But I also like Liquitex Basics, which I use a lot of also in my work for glazing, which are ideal for building up glazes, you know, into your artwork. Now here I'm just using some glazing medium. Can you see how it's just misting out them bottles, not bottles, bottom petals, and bringing it all together. Now I'm just doing the background. I thought I'll let that dry now and just sit a minute or two. And I'm just getting the background blocked in. So I'm using, it looks really dark, but it's not as dark as it looks. It's lamp black with some French ultramarine blue and a bit of phthalo green I'm using. I've kept it pretty dark on the left, and I add more different colours as I come down to the right hand side. So you've got a shift in values. Plus this is the first layer. I do add more layers to the background, as you'll see as the video moves along a bit. When we get to that bit, you'll see how I add more texture, if you will, more coloration. Plus doing this, if you've got any shapes, excuse me, on your petals you wasn't happy with, you can correct them by blocking your background. That's why I always leave the background last, especially when I'm doing flowers. I just find it a bit more therapeutic as well, and easier to define any shapes you wasn't happy with by using your blocking in colour for your background. I'm using that tonal grey again with some cadmium lemon. Now I am glazing here, so I have got glazing medium on my brush mixed into my paints. Can you see how smooth and misty it's going on? So I do want to get rid of some of the harsh lines, but I don't want to go over all the colours I've put down, hence the glazing medium. And once you get into glazing, you find it very, very, what's the word? Normal to use it, should I say, especially when you've never used it before. You find it a bit strange, but once you get to use it, you find it very normal, and you'll just automatically use it, yeah, because you get that used to using it. And you'll know when you want to glaze something and when you don't want to. You'll just know to do it automatically. It's just time and experience. So now I've gone to straight paint. I've let it all dry, and I'm just using the cadmium lemon, and I'm mixing that in with some of my oranges. Now I've got my angle shader again, my 1/2 inch angle shader, so I can just shade some of it out and smooth some lines. I'm just doing that dark value again at the bottom of the bulb of the rose, because it's like the inside, so it's like shining through the actual petal. That's the effect I'm looking for, which you will see when we get to the finished painting. I'm adding another thin glaze of that lavender colour. I'm just adding a bit of white there just to get the edges. Still nice thin translucent colour. But because your paints are opaque, that helps as well. All it does is thin the paint down, your glazing medium, It doesn't alter the sheen or the values of your paint. Same here. So I've got the softer petals that I was looking for, and in the centre I've just left it a bit more bold looking, but I will glaze that as well, but not as much as I do for the actual outer petals, because the petals that are open on the flower have been aired out, if you will, in the natural environment, so they're not as wrinkled, but the inside ones are. So you've got to account for that when you're painting stuff like poppies. Sometimes they can be really wrinkled, can't they, when they've just opened. They're not soft and fluffy until they're getting a bit older, you know, and the petals start dropping off. Now here I've gone to my really soft filbert brush, and it's filled with just glazing medium and a tiny bit of yellow, so it's mainly glazing medium. So can you see how it's bringing it all together now? It's softening the whole paint that I put on, even the dry brushed paint, it'll soften it all. So I've let that dry, and I'm moving on to the leaves. I'm just painting them in a dark green. Now the leaves, I'm not doing the mauve detail, I'm just going for the contrasting colours, because I don't want to take away from the actual flower itself by distracting your eye looking at the petals. But they are there and I want them in, so, but not over detailed, should I say. So here I'm using a French ultramarine blue, tiny bit of white and some purple, just to get this mystified background in. I'm using a stiffed bristle brush, which is ideal to get this misty effect because it's nice and stiff, and you can really mist it out with hardly any paint on your brush. Now back to my flat brush, putting another value onto my petals, which is just a lighter green. Now I haven't added white to my greens because I think it washes it out too much. So what I usually do is use a tonal grey or like a really light olive colour to mix in, just to lighten the value. Or even sometimes I'll use mixing white because I think titanium white can be a bit strong. I've gone back in with my soft brush to do the outer edges of the petals. So this is a soft filbert. Now using a filbert for this is great because the filbert stops you getting harsh lines, because it automatically softens because it's got a nice rounded edge. So if you use like a flat brush, you'll get a harsher line because it's got a flat chiseled edge. But using a nice soft filbert will automatically give you the softness that you're looking for, especially when you're doing something delicate like a petal. Now I've added here some cadmium orange, cadmium yellow, medium, and the lemon yellow on the top of the petals. And underneath I've just gone with a darker, like a greeny colour, just at the bottom there. And then I'm using some of that nice burgundy red just to get some more darker values into my petals where it's in the shadowed area. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, guys. I'll appreciate that very much. And subscribe if you're not subscribed. I upload regular. I also live stream every Thursday on this channel at 7 PM. That's 7 PM UK time. So you can check your world clocks for that, and you can even set the reminder when you see me put it on my community tab, yeah? Also, I have a Facebook group. You can join that also. We have great fun in there, and all the information. We do live feeds in there as well, live paintings and chats, and it's a very helpful group. We love giving advice and helping out, especially new artists. Very welcome. And there's lots to learn in that group. That's you can join that by pressing the link underneath this video, which is in the description box. Yeah, all the links are in there. Also, I have a website also. You can go and browse on there. I do sell me original artwork. It's all original and everything's all priced, including packaging and posting. So now I'm going in with a lighter pink, which is a magenta colour and a rose colour and a tiny bit of white. So I've mixed them two together to get that nice pinky tone. So it's quinacridone, magenta and some permanent rose. I'm using a filbert still. It's just a smaller filbert. I have quite a few. Like you do, you have to do. You have to have your brushes. And here I'm just using my cadmium orange with some yellow. And I'm just glazing in again. So I've gone to a darker, richer, reddy orange in the petals in the middle, and a nice lighter colour for the outer petals. I'm defining some harsh lines there as well, which I will come back and glaze again. I'm just checking the values. I've got it dark enough in the centre of the flower and underneath any petals. But obviously if you've got a good reference, that's a good guide. Use a good reference. And if you're unsure about your values, it's always a good idea. I do it all the time. Just turn it to black and white, and it will show you where all the darkest darks are and the lightest lights are, and the mid-tones in the actual picture. So that will help when you're painting along as well. Another layer on my leaves. Like I said, I'm not doing them over detailed. I'm just keeping them pretty plain. So I don't want to distract from the actual flower itself. I'm coming in with another layer, the yellow. It's a tinted yellow, it's like more of a tinted green as well. Then defining some more highlights on the outer petals. I'm just going in with a small brush there, just to flick in some lines, some veins in the leaves. I think that's all the most of the detailing I actually do in those. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Like I said, please give us a thumbs up. Any comments, leave them in the comments section. I'll get back to you. And I'll see you very soon. Thanks, guys. Bye.